Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the show. Welcome to the match reaction for Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1 at the Emirates today. Let's get this over and done with. I don't want to be here. You guys don't want to hear this, do you? A game of such fine moments, such fine decisions, robbed by the refs, probably. Looked like Garnacho was onside to me. I thought he got the winner. I was going mad and screaming, sending voice notes to everyone because I thought he got the winner. And then within like 1 minute, brought back straight back down to earth. I want VAR scrapped from today onwards right now. It's not acceptable. It's completely taking the fun out of the game. Let's get into the match reaction for the game. The worst thing is so close to winning it. So close to finally breaking that bad away form. Let's take it into the match reaction. Looking at the starting 11, couldn't really have any complaints. Sancho wasn't on the bench. I assume he's injured. Otherwise, he might have deserved some minutes. The rest of the team lineup made sense. Dalot coming in at left back made sense. Martial starting up front made sense. Maybe Garnacho can feel a bit hard done by, but probably made sense, especially based on last week's performance and the team's comeback. Man, I feel like I've just got lack of energy. All my energy's been drained out of me. Group chats popping off, you already know. Arsenal fans trying to call me. Phones on silent, on D&D. Let's take it into the positives first because, like I keep saying, a game of such fine moments, such fine margins, we're a yard, if less than a yard away from being 2-1 up at the Emirates with Garnacho goal after unbelievable football. But looking at the first half, I thought the game plan was perfect, near inch perfect in the first half. And even most of that second half, to be honest. First half, we rode out the pressure from the beginning. We kept the possession at the back, kept the ball at the back, played it between Martinez, Lindelof and Onana and kept the ball well. We're trying to sucker Arsenal in and then trying to break off from there. I think the problem that you might have seen, Martinez today didn't really quite look on it. And I think because of that, he wasn't meant to have the ball. We weren't meant to have the ball that much at the back between him, Lindelof and Onana. But because Martinez especially couldn't find the line-breaking passes through into the midfield like he usually does, I think the team was struggling to get it out. I don't think that was the plan to keep it at the back that much. But they couldn't build it out, so they kept it safe at the back. So I respect that. At least they weren't making any silly decisions. Lindelof wasn't capable of playing it out from the back, and he's got a bit more of a passing range in him, so I was quite surprised. Even AWB today couldn't really play out from the back. And I'm going to get onto AWB a bit later as well. But positives were that we kept it, we kept the crowd quiet, even in the second half as well. And we did well to contain Arsenal's game. Even though it was a bit boring, I respected the game plan because it seemed to be working. And you can see by the fact that after we started building up a bit more confidence throughout the half, and then we got that incredible Marcus Rashford goal. Sir Dr. Marcus Rashford, MBE, MA, MSc, BSc, with an unbelievable finish. Do you know how hard it is? Great work from Eriksen as well to break through, find the pass to Rashford with the perfect amount of weight on the pass and the accuracy as well. Rashford to come inside, take a touch, to decide there's two people coming towards him. It's Ben White and I think it's Saliba as well, and even Zinchenko's covering from the left back. To have the presence of mind to take them on down into the inside, even though every single person on that pitch and every person watching the game knows what Rashford's trying to do. And he still managed to do it. It takes one touch past Ben White, another touch to open up the angle into the far corner. And the finish, he's not even finessed that. That's like from the front part of his boot, the side part of his boot, on the top of it. And he's kind of got enough power and accuracy to get into the corner past Ramsdale. He's even got a hand, but he's still got so much power. Even he can't stop it. And even he knew where Rashford was going with that. And he still couldn't stop it. Unbelievable finish from Sir Dr. Marcus Rashford. And throughout the game, he was pretty ineffective most of the time. We couldn't get the ball out to him enough. And I think that was a flaw of the team build-up. We struggled to break through the lines a lot today. Sorry, this is meant to be positives. But yeah, honestly, Rashford, hopefully that's him off the mark for the season now and ready to take more steps to becoming that same player, if not better than last season. Moving higher up the pitch, I think even in the second half, especially, we started once we got the goal, and I know we conceded straight away, which I'll come to in the negative section. Once we got the goal, I felt like we were a lot better on the ball, and our decision and trying to break through the lines was a bit better. Eriksen was pretty ineffective in the first half an hour, 40 minutes, but then once we got the goal, even in the second half, he started working his way up the pitch and started creating a few more chances, started getting the ball to Rashford more, especially in the second half. Bruno was being a bit more efficient and productive on the ball, getting it out to Rashford. Anthony, all right. Anthony's received a lot of criticism, even from United fans, even from non-United fans. Today, his performance, I want to say, was very, very good. And yes, end of the day, he didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist, he didn't really create any chances. And I know that's probably his primary objective. But can you admit he gave his all to the team? He was helping out Wan-Bissaka because Wan-Bissaka was looking a bit heavy today. He helped out Wan-Bissaka a lot, trapped back Martinelli a lot, kept control of Zinchenko, who was pretty quiet today if you look at it and if you think about it. And other than that, in an attacking sense of movement, because we were so deep in that first half especially and the second half, Anthony's the only one that provides an option to Onana or to Martinez or to Lindelof, to Wan-Bissaka to actually come and receive the ball. He's not afraid to come and collect the ball and try to help out his teammates when they're in a defensive situation and under pressure. He's the one that takes responsibility and goes and collects and tries to take on his man, tries taking the rest of the team up higher up the pitch. And you have to respect that. You have to honestly, you can't just criticize the fact that he wasn't great in attack, because none of our players really were that great and or effective in attack today. Also, I want to talk about Diego Dallo. I've been a bit harsh on him in recent weeks. I felt like he was a bit not really up to form recently, but today his defensive work incredible. And also, there's one thing I noticed throughout the whole team. They looked a bit lethargic today, most of the team, but I felt like Anthony and Dallo had no problems, whether it is the weather or tiredness or fatigue, I'm not really sure, but I felt like Anthony and Dallo really held their own today. Dallo was making a lot of forward runs that no one picked out, unfortunately. Defensively, he kept Saka quiet the whole game. I think Saka got through once or twice maybe, and he had a shot on goal, but that wasn't even Dallo's side. So I think Dallo did really well defensively against one of the best right wingers in the world. Let's not get it wrong. Anthony as well worked really hard and made a lot of forward runs as well that weren't picked out on. I thought them two showed a lot of great work rate. Eriksen as well defensively, I thought today he was really solid, followed Odegaard as much as he could. I know he let him go through Odegaard for the first goal. Unfortunately, one slip up and you get punished against top quality players. But yeah, Eriksen, other than that, really worked hard throughout the game and was a lot better on the ball in the second half and worked hard, just like I was saying about Dallo and Anthony. Look, one more positive before we move on to negatives, because obviously we've lost the game 3-1. Højlund, when he come off the bench, look absolutely scary. We've got a top beast on our hands. You can see it already. Before he even touched the ball, he was pressing down Gabriel about 3-4 different times. Didn't give him a second's moment to rest. And then in the build-up for Garnacho's disallowed offside goal, where we was robbed by the refs, the build-up play from Højlund, and I think Casemiro was involved, and I think Bruno was involved, was brilliant, unbelievable awareness. And the finish from Garnacho, my Lord. When he runs through on goal, you honestly know that he's going to finish it. You just know he's so clinical in those positions now. I love Garnacho, man. And just coming off the bench, you see what an impactful player he is. And Højlund, I think we've got big things to expect from this guy. He looks hungry for goals, hungry to get the ball back for his teammates. Looks like he will die for this team, and I love that. Moving on to the negatives. Look, we've lost 3-1, so clearly it didn't all go to plan. Like I was saying a bit in the positives, I felt like the whole team was pretty languid today. Was it the sun? Was it too hot for them? I'm not sure. Are they tired? Casemiro, I felt like was a bit of a concern for me today. I'm not saying he didn't really get about the pitch that much, but he looked a bit slow today. And some of his distribution in the first half, especially when we're building it through and we're passing it through to Casemiro to break out from the first phase of attack or possession or play, he was the one that was giving it away too many times. Some of his first time passing was off. I think his passing got a bit better as the game went on, but you could see that even the manager or the team realized that was the case, because at one point, I think 25 minutes in, instead of Casemiro receiving the ball to break out from the first phase of play, ended up being Ericsson, and he ended up slotting in there in that number 6 role to collect the ball from the defence to try and break out from there. And you saw Ericsson collecting from Onana and passing out to Wan-Bissaka, because clearly I think the team was getting frustrated that Casemiro kept giving it away. So I just think we're going to give him a bit more time. It's only 3-4 games into the season. I think Casemiro is still working his way up to speed. I'm confident that he'll get back to the top level, but just worrying signs early on in the season. And I think that if the game plan was to not press, I could see the team not doing that, to be honest. So if that was a game plan, then fair enough. I've said it in the positives as well. Martinez, unfortunately, didn't really look up to it today like he usually does. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. But I thought Martinez, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka, even to a certain extent, they were really struggling to build it out from the back. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if you guys remember one pass from Martinez through to Rashford with pace, or through to Martial. I can't really remember one that sticks out in my mind. And usually every game he manages to do that. That's one of his best attributes as a centre-back, as a ball-playing centre-back. And I think he really struggled today. Lindelof, can't remember one good successful pass through breaking through the lines. Wan-Bissaka kind of concerned me today, because I've been one of his biggest praisers, one of his biggest fans, and I've been so jubilant over the way he's turned his career around recently. Today on the ball, he was pretty poor, to be honest. He couldn't really find his man, weren't really doing any of his quick passes inside that he's been doing recently, wasn't really dribbling past his man either. I feel like the team was a bit cagey today because of that. We conceded the 2 goals early last week. They looked a bit nervous at first and didn't really want to make a mistake, so he was playing it pretty safe. And Wan-Bissaka seemed to be a shell of the player he's been in recent weeks. Even, I don't think Martinelli got past him, but he was letting Martinelli run down the line, which Wan-Bissaka doesn't really do. He usually cuts it out pretty high up on the pitch rather than letting them run down the line. And yeah, Martinelli didn't really get past him. We got a few corners off Wan-Bissaka, which Wan-Bissaka doesn't really allow. So is he tired? Was it too hot for him? Has he been told to stay back, or was the whole team told to just play safe at the back because of last week and not wanting to concede? I'm not really sure. Speaking of conceding, obviously after we scored, 35 seconds after we conceded. And this is clearly a mentality thing. The boys aren't always switched on like other teams might be, especially the biggest teams will be. Last week we conceded early on. We conceded 2 goals early on. This week we've conceded straight after scoring. Wake up, boys. And you could see Martinez screaming at Ericsson to track Odegaard. And the one time Ericsson lets Odegaard run off, he's gone on and scored. It's a great finish from Odegaard as well, to be fair to him. Good play from Arsenal down the left-hand side. Even there, Wan-Bissaka usually dives in and gets a tackle early on, but he just wasn't really letting that happen. He was letting Martinez either try to cross it down the left or come in on the right-hand side and get a cross in. He doesn't really do that. So yeah, the team was asleep, unfortunately, and we've ended up conceding a goal. But honestly, I thought the team was pretty not comfortable, but confident. I felt like they were playing out. Even after we conceded, we were getting hold of the ball and trying to work our way up the pitch. So I'm not going to be too harsh about that. Second half, Maguire coming on, I think made the whole team nervy. But luckily, he didn't really make any crucial errors. I think the team held out at the back, wasn't too bad with Maguire on the pitch. Then Johnny Evans comes on as well. And I got respect for Johnny Evans. He's a good professional, has had a great Premier League career. And I like the fairy tale story of coming back to Man United. But he should not be playing in this game. Is that how bad our injury crisis is? Varane and Martinez out and Shaw's out, and suddenly you're down to Johnny Evans and Maguire at the back in 2023. I just feel like a lot of energy has been taken out of me after the end of that game. We went from 2-1 up to 3-1 down. But yeah, conceding the second goal, I think it was Declan Rice. And Johnny Evans is being pushed back by Gabriel in the box. Could have been potentially a free kick, or should Johnny Evans have been stronger there? Good finish from Declan Rice, to be fair to him. He's gone near post, taken a deflection, so I can't really blame Onana too much there. But I guess defensively, it's not good enough. Who's marking him? Is it Evans? And he can't get out there. He's not strong enough. Someone's got to take criticism for that in the 97th minute or whatever it is. And another thing from the refs, to be honest, yeah. Firstly, was that Garnacho goal really offside? We need to have a deeper look into that. Secondly, did Johnny Evans get fouled? And that wasn't allowing him to go and block Declan Rice's shot or mark Declan Rice quick enough. Because how's Declan Rice taking a touch and then still had a shot in the box? It shouldn't be happening. And thirdly, I was going to say, how was there 8 minutes added on in that second half? There should have been more minutes added on in the first half. Where did all those minutes come on in the second half? That was fake. I don't remember any big incidents. And then the last goal, I don't know, I weren't really paying attention by then, to be honest. I saw Gabriel Jesus with a good finish, and I've criticised him a lot on this channel in terms of finisher. He's obviously a good player outside of finishing, but fair play to him. Today was a great finish from him. Look, match roundup. This match reaction should have gone a completely different way. I should have been so positive here. It should have been 2-1 to United, or at least 1-1, because I felt like we were worth our value for the 1-1 in the end, especially the second half. I didn't think Arsenal really threatened. They had one good chance in Saka, who hit it straight at Onana. But other than that, they didn't really create much. I don't remember any Arsenal chances in the second half. So, yeah, look, the game could have gone a completely different way. I was ready to be praising Garnacho or even the whole team as a whole, the way that they contained Arsenal's attack and really, I think, frustrated Arsenal. Ten Hag's game plan worked for about 70, 80 minutes of that game. Really frustrated Arsenal, and they couldn't really get their rhythm going. But in the end, we've lost the game 3-1. So some positives we can take. And unfortunately, because we've lost in that manner as well, and so late on, and a potential few questionable refereeing decisions, it hurts a bit more. Potentially, I would have given Onana or Anthony either of our best players on the day. Just got another message about United losing from another Arsenal fan. Looking ahead, we've got Brighton after the international break. That's going to be a tough game. We're at Old Trafford, though, where we are unbeaten in 31 games. After that, we got Bayern Munich away from home. Harry Kane versus Man United at the Alliance Arena after the Brighton game. The next Champions League game after that, I'm going to be going to at Old Trafford. So watch out for the Old Trafford vlogs coming back this season. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think went wrong for United, what went right for Arsenal. Subscribe and make sure you like the video. It will help a lot. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one. See you on the FPL video coming out tomorrow to speak about this week's game week's results. I might be in Howler of the Week for the second week running. See you on the next one. Peace out. Between the lines.